is brought to you by our friends at 98.7 Frank FM, online at frankfmradio.com, and on the always free to download Frank FM radio app.
Frank FM plays the greatest music of all time and has the biggest playlist of songs on the radio in New Hampshire. Frank features all your favorite songs from Billy Joel, Elton John, Fleetwood Mac, and Huey Lewis and the News. Frank cranks Queen, Aerosmith, Hall & Oates, The Eagles, Pat Benatar, and the Rolling Stones too. 98.7 Frank FM prides itself on being the station that everyone can enjoy at home, in the car, and at work.
98.7 Frank FM is the soundtrack of the Seacoast and the soundtrack of Exeter football. And don't forget to go to frankfmradio.com for information about local events and sign up to win cool prizes. Welcome back to the CB Show. You are tuning into Season 3, Episode 5, Week 5 of the NFL season with your hosts, Caleb and Brayden.
So, we had the opportunity to announce the youth division football game, which is like third and fourth graders. They played Timberlane Tornadoes.
They lost
8-0.
It was a close game at the end, though. I think they needed to succeed on some of the passes.
Well, I think they just need to run forward, not like backwards or to the side. Noah, run forward! Yeah, he's the only player I really know.
So what do you think went well for their team? I think I know some things that went well for their team.
I think the run game was looking good. I think
their tackling and their defense was pretty good. I think it's just their offense that didn't perform to their best ability.
Well, I
the
think
defense only held them to 8 points.
Well, I think that the offense did a good job with getting yards after the first hit.
So yards after tackle, broken tackle.
No, it's just yards after contact.
Yeah.
So I think they did a good job with that, and I think that they should probably work on. Blocking and getting to the outside.
Running forward in general. What was your favorite play of the game?
My favorite play of the game. What was my favorite play of the game? My favorite play of the game would have to be when Noah ran backwards. Mm-hmm. His mom yelled at him for running backwards. Oh. Then he started to run forward and got like a 20-yard gain.
And then your mom said, "Yeah, that's what you do when you listen to that's what happens when you listen to your mom."
Oh, she said, I think he heard you.
Yeah, something like that. The announcing part, that was a pretty cool experience.
I was insane at DJ.
Yeah, I was terrible at DJ. I was pretty good at announcing though.
In honor of having the football games in different countries, this week was in London, and they had Jacksonville versus Atlanta Falcons, and it was Toy Story themed. So we got some Toy Story figures here to represent the Toy Story things that was happening. Ready? Watch how cool this is. Ready? There was a claw machine, and that was what picked up and dropped the football. There was Slinky Dog, who measured the chains to infinity and beyond.
That's beyond the story.
Okay,
next up, we got
Fantasy Football 411. So now we got our injury reports. We
had Devontae Adams, who was hurt with the shoulder, but came back into the game luckily.
And then we have T. Higgins, who fractured his ribs.
We have Deshaun Watson, who was a
late-minute choice.
Yeah, and ended up being out.
Is there any more?
I think
that dude for the Raiders got ejected.
Yeah, but what's his
Anthony
face?
Richardson's back. Ayuk's back. Micah Parsons
had
like a lip issue.
And foot.
Otherwise, I don't think with any other team.
What are some fantasy point leaders and key positions? I think so. First, we have the Dolphins running
I
back.
think
like
Davon.
the shish emoji.
I think Davon Achine
Yeah.
or a chain. A chain.
We also had Josh Jacobs, who had a pretty good game.
Mm-hmm.
He put up like
27.
Well, that was
30 points. 30 points.
Yeah, around 30 points.
Oh,
Nico Collins had one of it. Nico Collins.
That's gonna be like the one good game that he has all year, though.
No, he's had a 20-point game before. He's had 2.
So then that's gonna be the 2 games that he does good all year.
3. That was his best game of the season.
And it's gonna stay that way because that's gonna be his best game of the season.
Stephon Diggs had a pretty good game, and he
recreated 3 touchdowns.
He recreated like the Minnesota Miracle essentially, by with breaking those 2 tackles and then taking it to the end zone.
Yeah, but during the Minnesota Miracle, no one touched him. He was untouched, I think.
Yeah, he was. Puka Nacua had his first career touchdown,
and it was for the win. Props to you, Puka. Puka Nacua.
Which players are struggling to put up fantasy points? I think Dameon Pierce is, but he gets what he is average. But I think I already said this before, once the Texans O-line is fully healthy, I think he's going to get a good amount of carries, and he's going to put up those points you've been looking for. Also, Derrick Henry, he finally had one good game, and I'm hoping to see that again. Put up 20-something points. So hopefully
threw a touchdown.
Yeah, hopefully we can see that again in next week's matchup.
I would say struggling to put up fantasy points. Besides those, besides that 1 week that he popped off, I think Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel had one good week against the Giants, and then he hasn't been really producing that many fantasy points. So that is probably something to look into, because if you have him started,
do you like him putting him in the running back position?
No, he's a wide receiver. Like, why would you put him?
It's
a waste of talent.
He's either a running back or a wide receiver.
He's like a waste of talent. So we have a defense that is scoring more points than your average wide receiver. Got Cowboys defense.
And Chargers. Actually, no Chargers do after, so don't do Chargers.
So you got Cowboys defense, who is putting up at probably 15 points a game. Granted, they are playing the Patriots this week, so that's always a bonus. But they're still an amazing defense, even without Trayvon Diggs, and they've proven that this week.
And Micah Parsons being all shaken up.
Yeah, he's not 100%.
Nope, he is not.
So I also think that what's his name? McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey.
He's just something else.
When he's healthy, he is a freak of nature.
I think someone who you should look up to more is Adam Thielen and Michael Thomas. Those are 2 pretty good wide receivers who are sleepers. They've been putting up about 15 points, which is pretty good for 2 receivers who are old, and one's been going through injuries a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, Sonny Michel retired, and he was Stenson Bennett's teammate, and Stenson Bennett isn't even starting. He's a bench on Rams.
Oh, that made absolutely no sense. But when you have already 2 rings, that's you have 2
and
rings.
Still not doing
bench 2 rings. 2 rings in 5 years.
Yeah, and Sonny Michel has already retired from the NFL, and Sonny Michel was his teammate.
Oh yeah. Sonny Michel was his teammate in high school. And he's already retired by the time Stenson Bennett's gone into the league. That's kind of crazy. Alrighty, NFL matchups, easily game of the week. You got San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to take San Francisco 49ers on this one. I think they honestly have about the same defense. Their defenses are both stout. I think that they have key players, and they have key players in the key positions that they need. So their defenses are almost equal, I think. But
I want to see the San Francisco's offense and the Cowboys' defense.
Well, I think the San Francisco 49ers offense is way too good.
I want to see that go head to head.
Honestly,
honestly,
I don't think that the Cowboys offense is that good.
No.
The San Francisco defense is gonna.
I think the defense is gonna carry their team. I think the defense and the offense for Cowboys off defense and San Fran's offense is going to be absolutely equal. It's going to be the deciding point, and I think the San Fran's defense is going to win it for them. Christian McCaffrey obviously going to have another.
Christian McCaffrey game. Basically,
he's going to probably put up. I'm surprised he hasn't averaging 25 points now.
Alone, he had 24 points. He scored 24 points. He had 4 total touchdowns.
Well, 28 for their team. We're not talking about fantasy right now.
No, alone for him, because 6 points is a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
that's insane.
Yeah. I'm going to have to take San Fran every single day.
Next up, we got a decent matchup. Eagles versus the Rams. I'm only taking this one because the Rams had a tight game. Eagles also had a tight game. Both of them went into OT?
Puka Nacua.
So, Puka Nacua, whatever.
Puka Nacua.
Scored his first ever career touchdown. And
Eagles, it was for the win.
Eagles put the game out. And, I don't know, who did the Eagles face again?
The Commanders.
Commanders, yeah. So the Commanders, they're a good team, but I didn't think they could compete against the Eagles. So that's saying a lot to me. I want to see how the Eagles respond back to that last game. And the Rams, they had a pretty good game. I want to see if they can do anything with the game that they're going against, which is the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles on this one. I think DeAndre Swift's going to have a good game. I think he earned his spot. I think Devontae Smith is going to have a little bit of a conversation with Jalen Hurts, and because he probably is going to want the ball more. I don't think he got the receptions he wanted. A.J. Brown had a really nice game. He was silent in the first half, came alive in the second half, putting up like 35-ish points.
Something that I think it's really important for players, especially wide receivers, to understand. It's good. They're going to have good weeks, some weeks, and bad weeks some other weeks, but I think that it shouldn't. How they're feeling about the team and the quarterback shouldn't be dependent on how many receptions they get. Because, in my opinion, your receptions, how you do as a like for fantasy points, like how you perform stat wise is the least you should be concerned about. You should be.
That's what a lot of wide receivers are actually concerned about.
Yeah, and that's
how many yards they want.
Yeah, that's messed up. But I think Eagles are going to win this one. Possibly not. I think they could go on a losing streak. They have Chiefs, Cowboys, and Niners in the middle of October. So I think that's going to be those are going to be some challenging weeks. So
this is week 5 of the NFL season.
Week 5, yeah.
We've already are in a month and a quarter, a quarter of the way through this NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take Rams. I'm taking Eagles. If you want it, come and get it. Next up, we have the Vikings.
Are you taking Rams or Eagles?
I said Eagles. But I know I said Rams, but I switched it. I'm going to have to take Chiefs. The Chiefs, you always, in these type of games, you obviously want Vikings to win unless you're a Chiefs fan. You want Vikings to win because you want them to prove something wrong. They just got their first win against the Panthers. You want them to prove the entire NFL wrong by doing something good against a good team. But I think that it's going to be a close game for sure, but I think I'm going to have to take Chiefs on this one. I think that a lot of people have a lot of hate for Patrick Mahomes, but if you look look at the replays that this dude makes, it's insane.
I know, he's good at a QB, but I just don't like him as.
Yeah, you don't have to like him as a person, but you kind of have to respect him for a player.
Yeah, exactly. Which I do, and I don't know. I think the Vikings are gonna go on a little hot streak from the performance they did last week. So I think it's going to be a very close matchup. I think I got to take Chiefs from the performance they've given us the last 3 other weeks. I don't know. I think it's going to be a very close game. The last 3 games before week 4 that the Vikings had, just terrible performance overall. But I think I'm going to have to stick with Chiefs just because of the performances lately. So I'm going to take Chiefs.
I'm going to take Chiefs.
Next up,
we got the Cardinals and the
Bengals.
I'm going to take Cardinals.
Yeah,
The Bengals are doo-doo caca. They are awful. You just saw them lose to the Titans. Joe Burrow had 5 sacks this whole year, or got 5 sacks against them this whole year. He had 4 today.
Yeah, I know.
That's pathetic. Like, you start to wonder, like, if all this Joe Shiesty, all this Joey Ice, all this, like, stuff that they made him to be, like, a superhuman, if that's all gone to waste. Because this dude is not it. He's not it for the Bengals
Jamar
offense.
Chase can't do anything.
No.
None of the wide receivers.
He's pure talent. Jamar Chase is pure talent. You just need a decent quarterback, and Joe Burrow is not it right now.
Yeah, I think that Jamar Chase just is just getting locked down. They know that Tyler Boyd can't do anything. T. Higgins can't do anything.
T. Higgins is hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
T. Higgins is hurt.
The running back for the Bengals is absolutely terrible. Joe Mixon,
sold.
Yeah, you used to
but
know
he used
him
to get
as
renovated.
You used to know him as one of the best running backs in the league. Now this dude,
Stop the cap.
He was in the top 10. He was good when he was young. Their lineman has just dropped significantly. This team is out of it now.
So bad.
This team is out of it. I gotta take the Cardinals.
So bad.
Did you see the thing about how
it's like POV?
Joshua Dobbs didn't get it. He was gonna get a jersey for his family, and he never did. And he posted it on his Twitter account or something. And the Cardinals ended up giving him a jersey after that video.
Well, anyways, I'm taking Cardinals because Cardinals.
That's sad.
Simply
That's
better.
sad to hear.
You would say that
Bengals
they
versus Cardinals
smoke them.
Yeah, easily no.
Okay, no bueno.
Bad.
No Wainer. Yeah, what I did there. So I'm gonna take Bills. Bills just proved to everyone that the Dolphins are not that much better than any other team in the NFL.
I think it was just Broncos did terrible performance on defense.
Well, that you kind of expected them to get a beat down. Well, I'm going to have to take Bills on this one. I think that the Jags had a really good performance in London. Obviously, it's different circumstances. Weather's different than Duval, whatever you want to call it. Where Jacksonville plays.
Jacksonville, this is their second game there.
This is going to be Jacksonville's second game in London. So they're obviously going to be more used to it than the Bills. But I think that the Bills have a lot more talent that weather and climate is not going to matter as much.
I just think that Stephon Diggs, such a great performance.
Yeah, but you see what happens when Josh Allen runs the ball and he doesn't try to hurdle people?
He actually scores a touchdown.
He actually does. And he does good.
Don't go for contact, man.
I'm telling you. Josh Allen... Sometimes he does deserve the hate, but sometimes he doesn't. He's the decent quarterback when he's not trying to do too much.
But the Jags are good.
Jags are decent this year, but I think the Bills are obviously not obviously, but they're going to come out on top.
Game, but I just don't think. I think the Bills are taking this one.
Yeah.
So these are our underrated picks for Week 5 NFL season. First matchup. I took this one. We got the Lions versus the Panthers. I think it's gonna be a good game. Panthers' performance was decent against the Vikings.
Dude, they need to protect Bryce Young.
I know. If Bryce Young can do
he's
something,
getting hit.
If Bryce Young can sit in the pocket, they're fine.
Oh yeah, they need a decent offensive line and decent talent around them.
I think the Lions, they look pretty good on Thursday night, but I think I have to take the Lions on this one. But I think it's going to be a good matchup. It's going to be like that your little underrated matchup besides yours, which is pretty good. But I don't know. Panthers are looking good out there, but if you can get your defense actually stopping the ball more, then I think you have a chance to win this one.
Mhm.
But I got to take Lions for now.
Yeah, I'm taking Lions. Next matchup, probably the most underrated matchup of the week, or the best underrated matchup of the week.
You can call one of those two.
You got your Tennessee Titans and your Indianapolis Colts. Colts almost had it. You guys almost had it against the Rams. You just need to get better coverage on Puka-Nuka. Or Puka-Nuaka.
It was their only broken coverage that whole game. Killed them.
Yeah. Titans, obviously, great win against the Bengals.
Yep.
I don't know because I don't think the Colts offensive line is as bad as the Bengals, so I don't know if they're going to get as much pressure.
I think their defensive lineman for the Titans is significantly better.
Yeah, well, I think that if they can get Michael Pittman more involved on the Colts offense, that they'll be good. They'll be all set, and I think they need to get Derrick Henry more involved.
He was involved. I think that's why the main part of why they won that game.
Yeah, it won 27-3.
Yep, I'm taking Colts on that one though.
Colts. I might have to take Titans on that one.
You can take Titans.
I'll take Titans. That's a wrap for this week's episode. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the post.
Also, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at thecb.show. And don't forget to set your lineup. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Blue 80 set hike.